What's up YouTube? We're back with another crafting video. Today we're crafting jewels, unscripted as usual, so bear with me. This is my inventory after a couple of days selling time lost sapphires, and as you can tell they sell pretty well, but this will work for any sort of jewel that you would like, so whether it be rubies, time lost rubies, emeralds, all jewels that are not uniques, this will work. We'll probably be destroying this market as well, but it is what it is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's going to destroy the market because there's such a variety. The example that I use in this video may go down in sales. However, it's such a low investment with such high returns that you'll still be able to make profits, as it only cost me about 10 to 20 divines to sell something that's worth, 140 to 200 divines. Alright, let's get into my sales history, as I know people just only want to see if they actually sell or if I'm just making this stuff up. However, I do want to note that that is not the entire purpose of this video. The purpose of this is also to show you how you can craft jewels to juice your overall character and make yourself stronger. Typically, that's what I do this for, as I don't typically profit craft these, but I really just wanted to show that these are valuable. So we can see Lilbot Q, that's me, history. We've got 165 divine orb sale for this time lost sapphire, 140 divines. We can scroll a little bit. We've got a 220 divine, another 160 divine. So as you can tell, they've got some good track record. Got another 80 divine. Still got more to sell. This is just while I'm editing the video as well. However, these do sell and are of value, but it's just not time lost sapphires that are also valuable. You can also get very good time lost emeralds or even time lost rubies that can sell for hundreds of divines. So I do advise to find modifiers that you think will sell if you are trying to profit craft these, or if you're just trying to juice your overall character, this method will also work. So for this method, you will need Omen of Abyssal Echoes, Dextral Necromancies, and Preserved Craniums, or Sinistral Necromancies. I'm going to be doing Time Lost Sapphires, but you can do regular emeralds, Time Lost emeralds. It will really just depend on the modifiers that you are going for. So, as everybody knows, there's no really good way to craft jewels in this game. You kind of just slam the modifiers on and hope you get the modifiers that you would like. However, some jewels that are missing one modifier, for example, this jewel has the increased critical hit chance for notables, freeze buildup, which is not what most people want, as well as increased maximum energy shield and increased elemental damage. This is a cheap jewel. I picked it up for about 1 divine. So this is me buying a bunch of these time lost sapphires for 1 divine. You can see that they're all missing the 1 modifier, similar to that freeze threshold. These ones have flammability magnitude, but the 4th modifier doesn't matter. I picked these up even cheaper earlier in the league. This is typically how I craft jewels for myself. But what most people don't know, and this works on armor as well, is that you can desecrate over a mod. On jewels, there are only 2 suffixes. So, for example, if I desecrate with a Dextral Necromancy along with a Preserved Cranium, I have a 1 out of 2 chance to remove the freeze buildup. And then when I go reveal at the Well of Souls, I can get it to have critical damage bonus. This will make the jewel skyrocket in price up to hundreds of divines, whereas right now it is only worth 1 divine. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to activate the Dextral Necromancies, and then for me, I bought a bunch that I just want to slam the Suffix. So I'm just going to slam all of these. And we can see now it has the 3 modifiers that I want, along with the desecrated modifier. Same for this one, same for this one. The same for this one. So we got lucky on all of our 50/50s. So now the next step is to reveal at the Well of Souls. You're looking for recover mana on kill or critical damage bonus for these jewels. However, if you decide to do something like time lost emeralds, regular sapphires, it will really just depend on the modifier that you're looking for yourself, or if you're trying to profit craft one that sells for a lot of currency. And we got recover maximum mana on kill, so I'm going to take that. And we can see I got critical damage bonus on the second one. Nothing too good. We'll take the critical hit chance for spells. This is also a good passive for some people, but I'm not going to take it because I already have a jewel, so I'm just trying to sell these. Unfortunate, we didn't get anything good on this last one. We have the recover mana on kill. We can see it's worth probably 30 divines. It's late league, so they're going to take a little bit of time to sell. And then we have the really good one. So let's just remove it, make sure it's all low. And we can see it's now worth 180 divines. So I just took a jewel from 2 divines to 180 divines very quickly. Cost me about 5 divines. This market is a little bit inflated, so it's a little bit more expensive to craft these, but this works on other jewels other than just time lost sapphires. You can do this on time lost emeralds. There are many combinations of modifiers that are very good and sought after, while just having one missing modifier can be fairly cheap compared to having all 4. I do want to note that if you get really bad rolls on your modifiers, for example, I have a great perfect roll for the elemental damage. Energy shield is not too good, but critical hit chance is terrible, but I got a really good roll with critical damage bonus. If you, for example, had all low rolls, I would advise to divine these up, because if you get a perfect divine, they can sell for even more money and just help your currency overall. I'm just going to sell this as is because I got a good critical damage bonus, but you can definitely divine these up and it's worth doing. Now I do want to note that although I'm using time lost sapphires in this example, there are plenty of other jewels that have very good modifiers that sell for a lot of currency as well as are very strong for builds. For example, time lost emeralds have the same thing of critical hit chance for attacks and critical damage bonus for attack damage, along with elemental damage, evasion rating, attack damage, damage with bows, plenty of combinations, and they all sell for tons and tons of currency and can really boost your overall build. I know during my last video for magic sapphires, the market was very inflated after the video where prices for bases skyrocketed in price as well as overall sales went down in price just to saturation. That is not my intention with this video, and I don't think that will happen just because there are so many different combinations and you can just find something that works for you, as well as you can just use this for yourself to increase the overall power of your build, which is what I typically do, as I don't really like to craft these and just gamble them. You can make a lot of currency. They don't sell super quick, but they do sell. I just like to do this so I don't have to pick them up for 200, 300 divines when I want to boost my overall character, as well as I like to try out different builds, and some of the modifiers aren't as well sought after, so I have to make them myself. So here's a quick slideshow of just some really strong jewels that are also very good other than time lost sapphires with these modifiers that will sell for a lot of currency and are very valuable. I do want to thank everyone for all of the support, all of the likes on the videos, subscribers. It's been phenomenal. The Path of Exile community has been great. Anything you can do to really support the video, share with your family, your friends, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It always helps. I really do appreciate it. And as always, I hope you learned something. Have fun, stay safe, have a good one, Exiles.